My bad. So they couldn't hear me the entire time, but they could hear you guys. So here's what is gonna happen. I'm gonna give you guys the link to share, and then I'll put that in the chat. I'll put it on YouTube. Oh, wrong link. But yeah.
Technical difficulties.
But we figured it out, gang.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if my second monitor fucked it up, but I'm about to see if it does or not. Alright. Okay. So I put the link on Twitter. I put the link in the general chat for everybody. That works. And hopefully everyone can start off nice, and then I will be right back. So I think that would be a good way to introduce everyone. Why is it like... Oh, here we go. So there's everybody that is in the chat currently, and I'll still let Aquamane start off. So if you just want to let them know who you are, what music you make, some cool stuff about you, and then I'll be back in and chime in a second.
I'm doing good. Happy Saturday. And I'm just like, do all kinds of genres. I do it as a hobby for fun. I'm not trying to make a career out of it. I did that in my youth. Now it's just for the process. I really enjoy the process, the people, the whole thing, start to finish, concept through promoting it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, brother. So what do you make music under? Like, do you have a moniker or a name or an alias?
Aquamane.
Aquamane. And can people find you on YouTube, Spotify, stuff like that?
Yep. Yeah, I'm everywhere.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter,
Deezer,
SoundCloud.
We out here.
Yeah, but try to promote everywhere, taking Mr. WHiTMiRE's advice, not on all the other, platforms, and streaming on, distribution to all the platforms like everyone. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would agree, because it's like some people, they only upload to YouTube or they upload to just Spotify. It's like you got to have that wide net, because you never know. Some people just are just stuck in apps like Pandora or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, some people have their preferences,
Heck yeah.
And it's just better exposure globally.
It's like fishing. You're just throwing nets out. You never know who you're going to catch.
Yeah. The more lobster traps you put out there, brother, the better eating,
Yeah, good eats. I'm RyanRexWrex. I work with New Fury Media. I work with Ghost Killer Entertainment. I'm currently the harsh vocalist of the Angel Like Expression, and I work alongside local band Smokeout. I help out with Nerding Out with Rickshaw. I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of graphic design. I used to be on the Demo Team podcast. I used to be in this band called Stay Still. I keep busy, but I love podcasts. I love interviews. I like writing. I like scene media. I like everything. I just enjoy myself. But doing podcasts like this is always fun. You get to meet other musicians. You get to meet other people. Networking is very important. I can always recommend that. And I'm going to pass the speaking baton to whoever wants to take it, because he didn't tell us who was talking after me. Whoever wants to take it, go for it. You're winning. Is someone talking? Because the mic's muted. I see home. Mic's muted.
Yeah, it looks like you're trying to talk, but the mic's muted.
Are you talking to me?
Someone's
talking, I thought.
Yeah, homie with the beanie and the glasses. He's talking, but I don't hear nothing, unfortunately. I'm sure he's saying something very well spoken and verbose. He's got my
Beanie with the glass. Oh, Insomniac.
Okay. Yo.
Yo, what
Yeah.
happened?
Oh, now we can hear you.
Okay, my
You
bad.
can hear me? Okay, good. But yeah, my name is Insomniac. I'm a hip hop producer, mostly boom bap, 90s style, with a little bit of like synth here and there. Yeah, just dropped the album. I'll be sure to mention that when we do our little intro.
Hell yeah. Whoever wants to run with the speaking baton may take it and go run for glory. Let everyone know who you are. I'm just trying to be a helpful co-host.
I like Snake's fucking little background here. It's backwards,
Right.
but I fuck with it.
Oh, it's
Right.
backwards to you guys? The other one was showing backwards to me. I can fix that. But yeah, I thought I'd like rep some of the group on,
Yeah, he's in. I don't know if you're into hyperpop, Ryan, but he's in a hyper.
That art, that's Jamer's designer. That's the homie, man. Ghost Killer Entertainment works with that dude all the time. That's I recognize that art. That dude is awesome. If you ever get followed by that dude on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, like he is a great person. He actually pays attention to the people that follow him. I love that dude. James!
Right
he's
on.
super cool. Yeah, no, I loved working with him too. He was super nice and very reasonable.
Do you want to take
What?
the baton?
Yeah, I'll take the baton.
Look at that! Look at that!
Teamwork!
Yeah, so my name's Snake, SN3K. I make hyperpop. Well, it's kind of a mix. I know all the stuff you're talking about, the New Fury Media and Ghost Killer Entertainment and all that. I'm like a 2000s metalcore, post-hardcore kid. I was super into Attack and all that. Yeah. And so I picked up screaming from listening to them just a ton. And then as I got older and like I've been doing music my whole life, doing like drums and band and all that shit. And so as I got older, the last couple of years, I picked up producing and like working in like DAWs and stuff like that, and found a liking in hyperpop. So I just started producing like, you know, some hyperpop beats and screaming over them and making some weird shit like that. And then I met up with some other friends from New Zealand, and that's where we formed Emo Hour. My buddy Young Lord does all the production for it, and he's like in hyperpop, and ironically also was like in a deathcore band in New Zealand and similar metalcore influences. So we kind of meshed really well and started making like it's an emo boy band. That's what we are. There's 4 of us in the band. Young Lord produces, and then
what about your fiance?
Yeah, she's the girl in the boy band.
I was like, you said boy band, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, she was the one who was like, dude, we're a boy band. And I was like, yeah, you can be the girl. We're the only emo boy band with a girl.
Okay,
So, you know,
okay.
that's what we're going for.
Makes
But
sense
anyway,
to me.
yeah. Yeah, cool. I'm
Yeah,
glad you understand.
He's got Snake has some music on the Spooky Kitten channel for anybody that wants to listen. Also has some emo.
Yo, can you guys hear me or no?
Yeah, we can hear you, dog.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, alright, cool. I go by Switch. I'm a hip hop musician out of Southern California, and just looking to have a good chat, connect, and see what's up, meet other people.
Yo. Yeah,
What part of...
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm originally from LA, but I live in like San Diego now.
Oh, that's cool. That's like right next to me. I'm in Mexico. I live like right over the border, Rosarito, Tijuana, Playas. So
Are you being
I'm in-
serious?
yeah, I go to San Diego all the time. Like, I usually do door.
I was gonna say I thought you lived
Hell
in
yeah.
California.
I used to. But it's expensive as hell out there. So it's
Alright,
like
I gotta ask you one random question.
yeah,
And
$800.
probably
It's a
no
struggle.
one on this whole podcast outside of you will know. How did you meet Joey Holiday?
Me?
Yeah.
I used to play shows with Joey Holiday in Anamoria. My band Stay Still. We used to just
I
me-
remember you advertising Space still.
play shows like every other weekend. And Joey's cool. Joey's like 6'4". He's a giant, and we all look like little kids standing next to him. But he's awesome. He's a sweetheart. And my band, the Angel Like Expression, we got another single coming out with Joey Holiday, and we got like 2-3 more after that. We got like an EP's worth of features from Joey Holiday.
If you guys like I don't know, I hate to make this comparison now, but if you guys ever listened to Dance Gavin Dance, he kind of has that feel for him on vocally, but in my opinion, his own style.
Yeah,
For some
that would be
reason,
like
I can't
Johnny-
hear Whitmire.
yeah, Johnny Craig era, like Dance Gavin
I didn't
Dance.
want to mention that guy, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, musically, we're just talking about music. We're not talking about drama. Drama-wise, that guy, he's a piece of trash. But
Yeah.
basically people who are not interested in drama. If you just like vocals, yeah. If you like soulful R&B type vocals, check out Joey Holiday.
And he's made some R&B, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This ain't the Joey Holiday podcast. It was just a random question I had for you that I thought I would interject with since we're doing introductions. Has Spade gone? Now, how about we shoot at the Spade?
Yeah, what's up?
Also, say what just happened to you, man, because that's fucking wild.
I
If you
pretty much
want.
totaled my car out, man. It's still a sensitive subject on my ribs. My ribs still sore. I can't take a full breath. I'm just thankful to be alive because what I did is I swerved to miss 2 vehicles just to hit a telephone pole. It was either that or hit head on with somebody. I was going about 40, 45 while I was going down a hill. Once I hit gravel and then I hit the grass, it was over.
Well, I'm just like glad that you're safe, man.
Nothing nothing can stop you from coming on this podcast.
No. It still hurts. It hurts to laugh a little bit. I will say that.
Damn.
Cough. 420 was real shitty because I couldn't smoke that much. I was coughing.
We can hear you. With
Damn.
So it was all bad. But I do hip hop, R&B. I do all my writing. Produce. I've only been doing it for a little under a year, almost 2 years now. Just all together, writing, rapping, singing, and doing the mixing and mastering on all my music.
Yeah, man, I've watched like your like arc just through this review show, just sending in for like the past year and a half. So like you definitely like have progressed like doing production. I can say that at least.
Yeah, I've been doing my homework. There's too many programs out there to really get into. I've fancied myself with Reason. I like Reason. It works pretty well with my skill set. I've been watching too many tutorial videos on Reason. So basically, that's what I go to. That's my go-to is Reason Studio.
I got you.
Nice.
Most people like think there's like some like magic school you got to go to like learn all this stuff, but like literally just watching videos and just like trial and error, just learning like that, like just having that initiative and ambition.
And it's harder to do your own music too. It really is.
Oh yeah.
I had a trigger. I didn't know why I wasn't speaking, but I got a trigger on the, so I mute.
Okay. How about we shoot it?
The living.
If Spade, if you're finished, we'll shoot it to Ryan. The living.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's on the go. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, what's up, man?
This is it. I'm Ryan, the living. I'm from St. John's, Newfoundland, up in Canada.
That's what's up.
I'm on Ableton. I started on Reason. Reason's a good program, like 10 years ago. So I'm just rocking the electronic music. I'm doing a bit of I like techno and house music, and I started a bit of that, but I got a few like hip hop rap tracks on the go. I'm just going with the flow sort of thing.
I got you, man. I have to say, man, you did a knock on Reason there saying it's like 10 years old. It's like, dude, that's like one of my favorite programs to make just beats in.
No, I used it like 10 years ago. So sorry. I wasn't clear there. Yeah.
I was like, damn, man, throwing the pushback there. I feel like the only person we haven't heard now from the shyest person in the room, Nova, are you cool to talk? Gotta unmute.
Yeah. So I'm Nova Ivy. I started out as a songwriter. I was working for a label in the beginning, but that didn't work out in the end. So I felt like I still want to put out music, still want to write songs. So I decided to try as an independent artist. And on social media, I met somebody who I'm friends with now who does the producing. And that's basically when I started doing top lining and lead composition, although I already did that before, but just like without the instrumentals, the lead compositions. And now I'm here.
Well, we're glad you're here. You made it through the iPad challenge, and you're here
Yeah.
now. Quick question: if you're ready to throw maybe a little minor shade, what record label did you start off with?
I can't say because there's like still legal stuff going on, but it's actually a really big major label.
Well, once you give the details, we'll put them on blast for you. We'll talk all the shit.
Yes, team.
It was obviously Death Row Records, obviously.
Oh no, not Rick Rubin's record label. I don't know if not to be a sponsored ad here, but Rick Rubin actually released a new book. I don't know if anybody knows about it or is reading it. Called The Creative Act. I would say I would just read it. It changes your perspective on creating. And like at least like how serious you take it. Cause like I don't know, like yes you should be serious, but I think like the more serious you get into things, it can also be your drawback. And he's worked with like so many different great artists out of so many different genres. And he started Death Row Records. Like he's got a lot of credibility to him, and he's kind of just. I mean, I think spirituality honestly plays a big role into it. That's just my personal opinion, but I like that he mixes that with music too, and it adds like a whole new like comfortability. But yeah, let's jump into it. Ryan, you already got to do your introduction, RyanRex?
Yes, I did. I was the second one to speak, and then I got scared and passed the baton to someone else.
Oh, I do remember that. You did say baton. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. So let's start at it. We're all a bunch of artists from different genres. I mean, some people like Ryan have like written, articles or worked with other media companies, and some of y'all might do that. Uh, let's just ask like a snowball question. What's everybody's favorite platform to like advertise on or like put on for music, and why? Why is that the biggest benefit? And I'll start off like for me. I personally think like doing short videos right now is like the biggest one because algorithms for some reason keep rewarding it. And I notice like you don't even have to do anything crazy. You could take snippets out of a music video. You could just have you with like a long description explaining the song, like on TikTok at least. And so I would say just using like for me YouTube now, like the shorts is crazy how much they will push it just for no reason. Um, and so for me, I would say YouTube's my favorite platform, but I tie it into Twitter, but I feel like Twitter's dying off, sadly. But what do you think, Insomniac? I saw you in the corner.
For me personally, so far, my best reach so far has been through Twitter. Actually, at least as far as meeting, artists, and really, I haven't done as much groundwork as I should be doing with regards to promotion on other platforms, especially with TikTok. That's something I've been like kind of reluctant to get into, but I do want to absolutely move forward with putting together more little video snippets and such, sharing that. But so far, I've had the best response on Twitter, and just the added bonus of being able to meet collaborators most easily through that platform.
I got you. What about you, Ryan? In the top
Which one?
RyanRex. I'll call you RyanRex. Just to make
You
it
can call me
easy.
Rex. I was
Rex,
on local band.
okay.
Call me RexWrex. A common name, but for me, unfortunately, I like just for what I do, I have to use all social media. I have to be on every single one. I would say Facebook is probably my strongest, but the best idea is to just attack every single one, even if it's anti-content, where it's just you just making content about how much you don't want to make content.
I should maybe like reiterate or not reiterate the question, rephrase it a little better. You should post on every single platform. I should have put that out there. I was just saying what's everyone's favorite out of all the ones. You should definitely be posting on all of them.
Without a doubt, like yeah, you should be posting on all of them, but the problem happens is one of them's gonna be the main like attraction where you got the most. And it for me, it's Facebook. TikTok, like for a while there, it was confusing, but literally you just got to find what's trending and use the right hashtags and just post consistently. I think consistency across all social media is your best friend.
That's what I'm noticing. Like I use YouTube kind of like Facebook now. Like I don't really care for Facebook, my personal one, that much, but like YouTube, using it kind of like that, posting more often, like then your videos just get bumped up and random people will find your channel just through keywords and such. I'm gonna throw it to Spade, but let me do something first. Hurricane Ike, are you there? Yo, Hurricane.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, do you got video? Yeah, we can hear you, but now you muted the mic. But do you got video, my dude?
Yeah, I do got video, but I'm on the streets right now, so yeah, I'm gonna be back to the crib in like 5-10 minutes.
Okay, I mean you could hop in then too, but the only thing I would ask is if you could just mute your mic for now, because there is some playback from the overall audio when someone talks.
My bad, bro.
No, you're fine, man. But okay, Spadezilla, what do you got?
OnlyFans is my favorite platform. No, I'm just playing. That was a joke. Honestly, I don't have really one platform because they got like these new places you can go to and you can actually post on there and it'll post to all your platforms you got.
Do you
Like
wanna link that for everybody?
Hootsuite or something like that.
What was
It's
that?
just like Linktree.
Oh,
It's like Linktree.
No,
Yeah, it's just like the same thing.
It will
except
post
it
for
posts-
everything.
It will post for everything. Like let me look at my phone real quick. I'll show you. I'll tell you what
Yeah.
app I got.
'Cause
I use Canva.
Oh, okay.
And Canva is an app you can use for even your content too. Everything I use for my content, I get straight from Canva.
Okay.
And you can post to all of them daily. You can have it scheduled to where you post certain posts daily. Like if there's a Christmas coming up, you'll go and you'll have it scheduled ahead of time, and you don't have to do nothing. Just sit there.
Oh, I got you, man. Okay. Ryan Living, what do
Gives
you
me more
got?
time for other things.
I'd say Twitter's probably the most beneficial thing. That's how I connected with you guys here.
True.
Yeah. TikTok's pretty cool. It's less cool now. It seems like they really throttle or like limit your push for your videos. But a little while ago there was a little bit more exposure going out. I'm not on Facebook at all. I'm trying to probably coming up. I'm going to do some more streaming and stuff on probably maybe YouTube. I do a bit of DJing too, so I do that on TikTok right now, but I'm looking for maybe a better streaming platform. I'm not sure. Does anyone else stream on any platforms besides these ones?
Well, there's YouTube, there's Twitch, and there's a new thing started called Kick. I'm still unsure about that one. But
I have heard of that.
It gives you more. Well, it's honestly Twitch's competition right now, and I will say the one benefit that I've seen is they pay the content creator more than Twitch will. But you have to get somebody. It's not like Twitch where people will randomly find your channel and maybe become your follower. Kick's a little harder. You gotta drive the traffic there because it's a newer app.
That's cool. I know one thing is that there's bots on everything. I don't know how many real people even use some of these platforms at this point.
No, I got you, man. And then what was I gonna say? There's also TikTok Live once you hit like 1,000 followers. That's a pretty good one for just random people to find you. I personally haven't used it, but now, like doing the review show, my partner showed me someone doing kind of the same thing on TikTok with like 500 people watching, and I was like, dude, they're just literally listening to like 30 seconds of the song and giving them a 1 out of 10 rating. I was like, what I do, I think would be more beneficial maybe in that space. But I did find a way, they make this Streamify program that you can stream at least 2 things at once that I found out about. So like I can stream Instagram Live and YouTube at the same time, and it's the same stream. But you can also use that program to do it on TikTok. So at least those 3 programs are somewhat interchangeable. I don't know if you could do it on Instagram and TikTok. I think you have to pick like Twitch, YouTube, something like that, and then like a mobile thing kind of like that. So kind of pick, or yeah, there's Twitch you could do it with too. And that's Streamify. So that's one way to like amplify your streams, put it all more in one spot at least, because I didn't like that I could only put it on YouTube, and so that's how I even found that. Uh, let's see. So Switch, what do you think?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I kind of use all the platforms. Like, I mean, I've been doing this since like the MySpace days. So like back in the day, like I met some artists that I'm still close with today. Like my homie Definite D out of DC. Like met him off of MySpace. But I feel like Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikToks, like a lot of that stuff gets some good traction sometimes. It's just kind of hit and miss.
No, I got you.
The struggle.
Yeah.
What about you, Nova? What do you like to post on?
I mostly post on TikTok, but
Okay.
I have found out that for me personally, that Twitter is really good for meeting other artists and producers to connect with them, and TikTok is more like to find listeners maybe.
Yeah.
I also have my music up on YouTube because of my distributor, and for some reason it's been doing really, really well on there, although I never really use YouTube. But yeah, it's definitely a good idea to be active on multiple social media platforms.
Cast them nets.
Cast them nets. Exactly.
Also, I just want to say real quick that English is not my first language, and I'm sorry if it's like a bit rambly here and there. I'm like a little bit nervous too, so it's like, yeah, I'm sorry
You
about
would
that.
not, honestly, because like we've done, I think, both of your songs on the, or at least one of them on the review show, and like you wouldn't tell from there, to be real. So
I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't said anything, and I still don't notice after even you.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, damn, random note. But we finding out everything. But Aquaman, what do you got? Cause you make this man makes
Wide net.
everything. Why not?
A wide net. You know, I'll put it on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, SoundCloud, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, Apple Music, you know, everything. And then my main source to promote it is I'll promote all those links to all those platforms on Twitter and just pound it on Twitter. Join free promotion groups, and you know, you like and retweet their tweets and they'll do it for yours. So you're just getting constant, you know, visibility and traffic.
I
So
find
that's like my method, yeah. Not spending a dime, dude. Just doing it all for free. It's just a lot of hard work.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And like streaming it, you know, I'll do a lot of like required streaming playlist groups and stuff where you got a bunch of people streaming your music every day. So you just get a lot of stats, and that the theory behind that is you get a higher number. So when your fan comes to view you or a new fan, they're like, hey, this guy must be good. He's got big numbers. Because unfortunately,
Whoa.
when people don't see numbers, they think you're trash or something, you know?
Well, okay.
But we know that's not the case from Mr. WHiTMiRE's review show, you know?
No, that
You
is
see
not the
people with
case.
like 12 monthly listeners, and they're like the dopest shit. So
Well,
just goes to show
I think
you
that
got to
would be a
cast that
good
wide net to
fucking
try to
point.
gain that audience, and eventually, you know, you'll get there.
Exactly,
Vanity.
man. Sorry.
Don't mind me, man. I've been getting baked all day. It's Saturday.
It's only 4:22.
You got
But I think that's a good topic. I have like a bunch of random topics we could talk about, which I think we should get into maybe some random stuff after the music thing. But I got one that can play on after this one that deals with AI, as I see AI is being discussed in the chat for social media. Someone should make an AI program to do it for us all, you know. But I like making the general connection, but you brought up a huge point that like I think is just a big misconception, which is Spotify streaming numbers, Spotify followers, YouTube plays, all these numbers. I mean, you can like buy anything out there. So like numbers just don't mean anything like they could have done when people were maybe having to actually sell records physically. And so like when you look at streaming numbers and such, I don't necessarily. I mean, as you said from my review show, I never care if someone has like one monthly listener even. I mean, because like someone could just be starting off, you know. A lot of times people just don't know how to market their music, and that's why they have lower streaming numbers or monthly listeners. Um, So I don't even think you need a lot of listens and shit just to make people like think that you're good. Like if someone listens to your music, they'll be the decider in that moment. I don't think a number. Some people might be. You might be right. There might be a small percentage that's like, oh, he's got a lot of numbers. I'll listen to him right there. But Ryan, what do you got?
I was gonna say there is people that are interested in numbers, and usually they are labels. Labels care about your numbers, your vanity numbers, the numbers that they see and are like, oh, so this person is self-sufficient enough. Maybe I should give them a loan and sign them to my label. But not all the time do you like you said, it's not important. Like sometimes it can give you that little bit of serotonin and make you feel good that you got like 2,000 plays and stuff like that. But it's not the be all end all. It's not going to define you as an artist, but it can help lure folks that do think like that. Unfortunately, people do think like, oh, this guy has no, like, they can't even get over 1,000 plays. Obviously, they're trash, and it's like maybe you don't want to attract those people, but at certain times, with the way social media is, you don't want those people talking shit about you on social media. So it's like, it's a kind of like a catch-22. I feel like it's not the be all, but there is an audience out there that does care about it. And unless you're interested in a label or just keeping haters like shut up, maybe that's important to you. Maybe not, but there is a attention that there is on numbers, I feel. And sometimes it's overinflated, like why people care about it.
No, I agree with that. I think at the end of the day, like, I'm saying if easy will come back. But I think at the end of the day, it's just like people will care about numbers to a degree, but I mean, if you're trying to make money off of streams, it's not gonna probably go that well. Like, one, the royalty payouts suck. And so, like, the only benefit I can see really, like, from all this internet shit is just making connections with people. You can always get people to stream your music, tell you what they think, stuff like that, but someone that genuinely supports you. Like, I've played, like, like when I was in a band, I played shows opening for people with, like, a couple hundred people, and those shows did not, like, really benefit me in the way I thought it would compared to, like, a house show where there was, like, 15 people, and those 15 people were really fucking listening to you. And so it's all about, I don't know, your environments, I believe, but I feel like the more genuine connections you can make with people, that's gonna benefit your music in the long run. Because those people will be like, yo, check out this person. That's usually how it goes. The grapevine way is usually gonna be like your most natural way to grow as an artist.
I'm down with that. That makes sense to me.
Because
it's true.
Because it's true. Well, you've never heard like the grapevine not work. Like if somebody's like pitching music, that's how underground music becomes the mainstream, or an artist gets big enough to go the mainstream route.
Well, like I think because I learned this in cosmetology school, and I kind of like learned it from just like living life. Good news travels fast, but bad news travels faster. So if you want to put on the shittiest show or like release the crummiest track, guess what? People are probably going to talk about it a lot more unless if you release something great and it's just like, oh, like 6 people that like it. But it's there is a culture on social media, like people that make music that's intentionally bad or just kind of goofy or weird, and it ends up getting more attention because we kind of live in like a hate society where like just hating stuff makes people happy. But it's always good to just be good, do it for yourself. Like,
no, I agree with that. Anybody else got something on this topic?
You're muted there, Mr. Whitmore.
Oh. Anybody else got something on this topic? Maybe Snake?
Yeah, just like on the topic of like keeping numbers up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay. So yeah, I kind of like agree with you, and like numbers totally definitely are just a label thing. It's just how they track like Billboard Top 100 and all that shit now instead of record sales. But like, I don't know. I feel like keeping numbers up aren't like necessary, but I've noticed like for my own career, like as I started getting more plays, when I reached out to other artists for like collaborations or just like with questions and different things like that, they seemed to be more responsive when I had more. It wasn't necessarily when I had more plays, but when I had consistent plays. So it was like when I had like the consistent monthly listeners, like that core group of people you were talking about. And like once I noticed that, and like I started getting like a consistent number of plays in like my top fives and stuff like that, and just across different platforms, I then started getting like more responses about like features and started working with different artists that I listen to and things like that. So like it's kind of a give and take. Should you invest everything in it? No. Like you shouldn't. You should focus more on like connecting with people, making media, sharing things around. Like just focus on like what you want to do and those fans will find you. But like yeah, it is important to the sense of just, you know, kind of like showing that you actually are trying to get something out of this, like you're trying to move forward, you're actually trying to connect with people, I guess I would say.
I think that's smart that you mentioned that, because if anyone is trying to increase their numbers, the easiest way to do it would be covers and features, because it's kind of like connecting your algorithm to someone else's. Someone, you cover a song from a band that's super successful, maybe their audience finds you. You get a feature from one of your favorite artists, maybe their fans follow you.
Yep, exactly. That's it. Yeah, you just connect and network with everybody that you can.
We're gonna still touch
Make
on this
them nets
topic.
connect.
RyanRex got all the knowledge here this evening. Nice, I like it.
Yo, okay, so we're gonna still talk about this. I just want to see Justin, aka Shorebreak. Do you got a video on your thing, or you just only got mic only?
Yo, what's up, dude? Can you hear me?
Yeah, do you got video?
I do. I'm just using my phone right now.
Okay, you should hop on video and you should join the discussion. So, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself really quick.
Yeah, give me just a sec. I just got home, actually. But I'm Justin. I'm actually the ex-guitar player of Royal Order. I used to play with Michael. He was the lead singer. We played together as a band for, I think, 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of dabbled a little bit in the rock music and pop punk a little bit. We released one EP, 5 songs, and that's really it. I haven't really been in the band since.
He's
Once you go, you know.
Brand new to the Discord though.
He's a video game Twitch streamer now, Mr. Rocket League over there.
Yeah, we just stream it online on Twitch now, and still playing music, but a lot of solo stuff. So I'm trying to get back in the studio and get back at it.
I'm gonna help you out, man. We'll get you back in the studio making music again under yourself.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I'm so excited.
But yeah, the only reason why I asked if you had video is it's easier to see if somebody has something to say, a lot more. But just let me know when you get it, or just hop on, because that will make it easier to join this discussion.
Sure, I'll get it set up here in a second. I just got home.
No, you're fine, man. Ryan, did you have something to say? Sorry.
Not really. I'm just saying, RyanRex, the information he's sharing is definitely insightful thus far, and I appreciate his input.
I do monthly promotion for bands, so if you ever need help, feel free to hit me up. I'm on all social media, RyanRexWrex. So my knowledge, I do give it away for free sometimes, but I got lots of more cool secrets behind the paywall.
I would definitely second that. Hit that man up. He's worked for a lot of reputable companies, in my opinion, and so I would vouch for that. I haven't personally worked with Ryan, but I probably will in the future, in some shape or form. I've seen you on the internet so much. We gotta connect some way.
Oh, well, here we are. We're connected.
Well, I mean, outside of this, but yeah. Did Nova, Spade, or Switch have something to say on this topic? About monthly listeners? Does it matter? Is it something that, you know, we should be boasting about? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I partially disagree. I think it is kind of important. Of course, it's important to find people who genuinely love your music, but I think the higher the numbers, the more traction your song will get, and the more likely more people who like it will find it. If it's not having as many streams, then it will not be shared as much. It will not be out there, not be available as much. And I think to get the people that love your music, you have to sort of build these numbers together. And I think for me personally, the numbers are a little bit more important because I would like to do this as my career because I'm really passionate about it and I really want to do something that that I love as like a job. If I have to do it daily, then I might as well do something that I love. So yeah, in that sense, it's kind of important in my case.
That's beautiful. I think we all want to just like. I think human beings are just naturally supposed to create. I don't think we're supposed to be doing this 9 to 5 bullshit, fucking working at Starbucks or grocery. I don't know, places. I mean, people gotta do it. We all gotta fucking do it, unfortunately. But I do think human beings were meant to create and to explore and to live so much more than this caged life that we are in.
What's the matter, man? You don't believe in sandwich artists?
I do. That's another form of art. But
there you go.
Did Spade or Switch got something on that?
Actually, I really got into the music thing because I was making beats, and my girl got tired of hearing the beats when we were driving back and forth to work and stuff. So I started putting lyrics on it. But I originally started it because there's a lot of BS, I guess you could say, in the music industry. And we have a lot of young talent around here in Ohio. And I wanted to start a label up to get them into something and get involved into something in the streets. Or one of these labels are going to do a whole lot more damage to them than anybody else will. And that's pretty much what I started. But when you're first starting a label, you got to be your own artist too. If you can't sign one. So that's pretty much where I was at when I started all this.
Oh shit. Okay, Switch, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with Nova too. Like, I noticed once I got on a couple like different playlists, I got like a lot more traction. I would be put on like the actual Spotify curated playlist, like the radio station and stuff like that. So it's like the streaming numbers shouldn't matter, but like I feel like if you don't even have like a certain follower count, somebody won't even respond to like a DM. You know, like when you're
Damn,
just
I
trying to
feel that's so
collaborate with
sad.
people, like yeah, it's stupid, but I mean it should just be about the art, but that's just not what a lot of people look at. So as far as like labels are getting like pushed on like Spotify curated playlists, like I feel like you need that traction, kind of like Nova was saying. So it's definitely important to a certain degree if this is something that you want to actually build off of to get out of that monotony of a 9 to 5. But like it's rough. But I'm glad I found like you from Twitter randomly because you showed a lot of love on song reviews and shit like that.
I
So
can't
I really
be the
appreciate
only
that.
one opening random DMs and listening to music just because I'm bored. I mean, not like I'm bored. It's just like I'll give people a listen because I've been in that route, and I sometimes will spam some shit from time to time. I kind of like I would not recommend doing it every single song release, but maybe once in a while it's okay. But I would only do it to people that are actually okay with it. But yeah, I think. I don't know, like that's the thing. Music is so subjective that I've never like seen it as like a numbers game where like, oh, this person has 10,000 listeners, they must be good. Like I've heard bands that have like fucking 100K plus listeners and I don't even like their music. So it's like music's gonna be subjective, but it's all about I think like the more like you put yourself out there as like a human and make yourself relatable, not in like a fake corny way, but just like your authentic genuine self. That's what people are gonna vibe with, like, cause if they fuck with your music, they're gonna wanna fuck with you as a person.
Yeah. I mean, I agree to like a certain extent. Like, I feel like those who don't take the Spotify numbers seriously and those that do, it's kind of like the difference between a hobbyist and somebody who looks at this like a business.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, music's expensive, very expensive, and it costs a lot of money. Whether it like even if you self-produce, you still have to pay for advertising. You have to pay for. Unfortunately, like I don't know if everybody knows this, but you have to pay for media. You have to pay for reactions. Unfortunately, all that stuff costs money. So no matter what, it's kind of always going to be like a little bit of a money pit, and nobody wants to feel like their money's going nowhere. Sadly.
Damn, you can't tell me that I'm the only one doing free reviews for people.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, the hard part when we were in Royal Order and we were pretty much just spending most of our time investing money into like advertising on social media.
It was so stupid. Well,
it was so stupid because like
because-
half of the people that were coming in were just all bot accounts, and
Well,
like we were
that's
getting the
the
views and
problem.
stuff, but they were all fake.
Well, that's the problem with like Facebook, like what they were doing on the advertisement. They're just like really putting it like, or at least when we were doing it in 2017 to 2019, they were like just like they'll give you what you're paying for, but unless like you're like very, I didn't understand advertising at that time, so we just put all and all that shit, and so it'll give you the first people that click that link. But yeah, no, I didn't really understand Facebook advertising until we had like a social media campaign or like person come in and actually explain like how you have to like do select audiences and shit like that.
Targeted marketing.
Yes. Well, nobody told me this. We were just, you can ask this guy, we were just pumping money in, and it was just like we were spending hundreds of dollars a month, and it was like going to nothing, and it took like a strong realization about it to like be like, this is not what we want.
I mean, if I could give anybody free advice on like easy like marketing, I always tell people just look at professional wrestling. Professional wrestling is on every week. It's on everything. They're on every single social media, and they're always pulling from the past. They have old content to pull from, and they're always making new content. But they have to be creative enough to like kind of appeal to anyone that likes wrestling, but they're trying to drag people in that don't like wrestling. That's why they include celebrities or, you know, just something that like kind of like baits people in. And it's just like, it's always constantly evolving. It doesn't matter if it's WWE, AEW, Impact. They're always trying to do something that not only goes forward, but it pulls from the past. Because most people think, oh, I posted that song like last week, it's done. It's lost time. It's like you can always go back to old posts and stuff that you have that's doing good, that does good stuff. You could repost it. You could go back to the old link and just bump it up and like have people like, remember when I was funny? But it's like,
well, I think people like just don't like, you put something out and then maybe you do like an EP or like you do like maybe even 10 song releases since you like put that song out. I think people just are just like, I don't want to advertise what's from the past or like something that they've moved on from. But I'm like, dude, you have all this free content. You could just constantly be using it. Just because it's not brand new doesn't mean that you're not able to reshare it. And so, like for me, I'll even reshare some of my older solo songs just because like I'm just like, it's still something I made.
Yeah. Even simply just turning it into like an acoustic or something if it's like a hard rock song.
Yeah, you can.
Very
reimagine the song. One of my favorite bands, Hail the Sun, they reimagine a lot of their material.
I know Breaking Benjamin just did that too recently.
Okay. But
it's smart. It's an old label trick. It's back catalog. You gotta like back in the day, like artists would just cover other artists' songs that were just a little bit older, so they modernized it a little bit. It's just keeping a pulse on what's popular by using yourself. You know, it's like you're helping yourself by embracing the past. Most people try to run away from it or hide it or act like it didn't happen. But in a musical sense, music is time. Time is history, and it's always wise to use what brought you to the dance, as they always say.
Use what brought you to the dance. I like that. All right, I'm gonna jump into the next. Actually, hey Hurricane, you there?
Here I am, rock you like a
Hurricane. We can see something here. I'll pull you up. Let me see. What are we doing here? We're in a bedroom. We're looking at the computer. We're looking at the laptop. It looks charged. You look like
yo. Hold on. Can y'all hear me?
I see your Pornhub history.
Oh shit, dude! You gotta put that. Dude, I gotta take that down. We can't show Pornhub history.
I don't know what y'all talking about, bro. It
wasn't there.
Okay, before I jump into the next question, I don't think we had you introduce yourself, Hurricane.
All right, I'm just trying to switch the screen around because like it's not on my front camera. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, it's on your front camera right now.
No, like, you know what I'm saying? The face, the selfie camera.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking.
And for some reason, I was trying to listen to you on the computer, but like,
Or you
I
just
couldn't
use
do nothing.
right?
What'd you say, Justin?
Oh, if
Using his
your looks anything like mine, if you tap the screen, it's right there in the top right-hand corner. It's the third icon from the left.
Aha, you good guy.
Oh, look at that beautiful man, all pink.
Yo, you feel me?
In
Let's
the
get
pink
it.
sweats. Alright, I got a question for you.
What's that?
Actually, wait, first introduce yourself, then I'll ask you the question.
What's good? What's good? My name is Hurricane. I give them waves. You feel me? That's what it's all about. But yeah, you already know, producer, mix master, engineer, rapper, singer, entrepreneur, you know, lover of all creations. You feel me?
Actor and role model for all.
Yes, sir. Let's get it, dog.
Alright, my question for you, because a lot of these people in here might not know. I feel like Snake might know this one, and maybe Ryan might. Actually, I take that back. You all might know this. I'm not gonna count you guys out. But explain the Web3 and why an artist might wanna, venture on there. This is his forte. He does a Wavy Wednesday on Twitter Space for anybody that wants to dive in deeper. But if you want to give like a quick synopsis of it, why they should do it.
Bro, Web3, I'm not going to tell y'all what to do. I'm just going to tell you what I've been doing. You feel me? But Web3 has changed my life, bro. Like, you can literally post songs, and if you got like a big enough community or big enough people that like your music, your song will sell a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're posting it on the blockchain. It's not like you're posting like it like on BandLab or not BandLab, what they call Bandcamp or something like that. It's like whenever a fan buys your music, they're getting like a unique edition that everyone in the world can see that they have that unique edition. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you can add scarcity, you can have all type of games going on, you can have communities, you can airdrop things, see like all type of things, bro. Like it just opens up this whole new field of fan artist interaction. So yeah, I love Web3. And on top of that, it's a lot of opportunity there because it's so small that like anyone can come in as long as you cool and you got some fire music and you can talk to people. Like, bruh, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, highly recommend. If y'all got any questions, definitely DM me on Twitter. My Twitter is at Hurricane Ike. The A in Hurricane is a 4. The E in Hurricane is a 3. IKE. You feel me? I'm always down to connect to talk about the stuff. But yeah, bro, fire shit going on.
I just thought you should introduce that since we're having a podcast panel, throwing ideas out there. And I like to give everybody new ideas that they can look into. How I interpret Web3 is if you have like a small fan base, essentially, it's a way to kind of connect with them. Like if they're already buying like t-shirts, shit like that, you could sell them like individual songs, shit like that. Like, I don't know, just ways to kind of give them equity into your artistry in a sense.
Yeah, some people get equity, but you don't got to. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I know. I'm just saying, like, I just see it as a way you could like connect with your fans and give them a cool experience. But I'm gonna dive into the next topic, and we'll actually start with you since you joined and you're in the top left. What inspires you to make music, or why, or like what makes you creative? What gives you that creative spark? Because as a podcast full of different people that make different genres of music, I feel like we all might do different things that inspire us to make music. But I will be real, after this question, we might go on to something a little different. If everyone's cool with that. But Hurricane, I'll shoot it to you. What do you got?
Wait, you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What did you say? My bad. You kind of froze out. Everybody's. I don't know. What's going on.
Okay. The question was, what basically inspires you to be creative? What do you do to become creative? Get that fire to make music? Or. Yeah.
I think you said it earlier. Like we all got that like creative energy within us, that God energy. Like I know y'all. I ain't religious or nothing, but like in the Bible, whatever, it was like God made man in his image, and at the end of the day, God was what? A creator. Like created the universe, created the birds, the sky, and all that shit. And like essentially, we the same thing. We just like little creators, little gods. You know what I'm saying? Doing our thing out here. We can all create our own world, bro. So I really just be having the time of my life, creating my own universe. You feel me? So that's really it, bro.
I hear you. I hear you. Nova, what inspires you to make music or be creative?
I think I was always creative. I'm also like interested in poetry, writing in general, just also drawing, and I always used to sing since I was small. And I think just like art inspires me to make art, just like art in itself. And so that's also why I am so inspired by so many different genres. That's why I am inspired to make these genres, because they all have something unique and beautiful to me. That's why I decided to make different genres, make music of different genres. And yeah, it also feels like a purpose. I don't know. It feels like I'm really passionate about it, and it kind of feels like my purpose. That's what I'm meant to do, and that's why I'm doing it. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's a beautiful reasoning. Aquamane, you make a lot of different genres of music. So I'm kind of curious on you because like you make all different spectrums of music from like industrial to rock to EDM to kind of like tranquility music. So I'm kind of curious what, inspires you.
Lots of things, my roots lie in like death metal music. I was in death metal bands in LA in like the 90s, dude. Been in electronic music the past 2-3 years now. And it's just that process. You know what I mean? When I like to make music that touches you. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, whoa, you just feel the vibe, dude. Like music that's a vibe. It doesn't matter what style it is. When it pops, you know? And that's what I like when I'm mixing it down, just creating it. You're like, oh, it sounds good. You adjust a little thing. You're like, bam, there it is, dude. It pops. You're like, that's it. And when you can feel it, other people will feel it if it's true and real. And like that's what I strive to do. Regardless of what style it is.
That's what's up. What about you, RexWrex?
Well, to quote the movie Almost Famous, where he asks him at the end of the movie, what do you love about music? And his answer is everything. I would say that's probably basically it. I mean, when I'm creating, doesn't matter if it's graphic design, writing an article, making a song, or just trying to help somebody with their marketing plan. Like it's good to be creative. I feel like that's the only time I'm alive, unfortunately. And it's just like it gives me that passion to have a camaraderie with people where it's just like, I don't know. That's why I like being in bands. That's why I like being part of a team. That's why I like doing this. It's like, it's always good to have like a reflection of your talents and your skills and your creative ability, because doing work solo is great. I will say that it's possible. It's very possible to create music by yourself, but I always feel like I do stronger when I have like a reflective surface to bounce off of. And then like I thrive in that kind of environment. And unfortunately, you can't find that at Taco Bell. You can't find it at Ross Dress for Less, but you can find it making music, and whether it just be creating it, like music, in the studio, or helping somebody write an article, or just like making a band logo, like just helping people create that vision has always been rewarding to me. And I, unfortunately, like the feeling of being on stage, there's no drug on earth that can replicate that.
Actually, that's like the best thing, because like honestly, I've been like thinking about that. I've been like in between wanting to make a band again and not wanting to. But like the one thing I will say I miss is playing in front of people. That is a feeling you like never will like forget or never like, emulate by yourself. But Ryan the Living, what do you got, man? What inspires you? Because we've heard a few of your songs on the review show, and it sounds like you got a lot to say. And I'm going to play into that later after this question, but what inspires you?
I would say what inspires me. I feel like it's kind of like that there's something unexpressed in me that I need to express. It's not so much that I really, really enjoy music, other than it's like something that I more or less have to do. And that's kind of how I feel about that question.
Do you feel like music is like a job per se, or is it more like a hobby, something you would enjoy to do, like if you didn't have to do a 9 to 5 per se?
If I could hop off the 9 to 5 and do the music, I would 100%. I spent my 20s maybe trying to avoid the 9 to 5 and pursue music, and that really just like went down a really interesting road that we'll probably talk about sometime down the road.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, Justin, what do you got? Because I know you have a lot of experiences with dabbling in music, but you said lately you're dabbling back into music. So what's inspiring you?
For me, like just creativity is the freedom of expression, and so for me, it's like working an 8 to 5 job that's extremely stressful, then having like a lot of passive income jobs as well that are they take a huge toll on your mental health and everything. Just like managing so many different things at once, that it's nice to come home and be able to create something that feels purposeful for not only yourself but for sharing for everyone else to kind of follow along your journey. And so I mean, I do a lot of like graphic design. I don't really play too much music anymore, but lately just like just riding in the car to work every morning and hearing your favorite songs on the radio and such, and just makes you want to, like, you miss the stage, man, like you guys were talking about before, and just inspires you to pick up the guitar and start writing yourself. And you don't have to have like a band to do anything. Like if you have something on your mind, like you have the motivation, you can do whatever you want. Like you can make it happen. Like people are always out there willing to help, and it's just a matter of finding like the right communities to help you get there. And I don't know, man, I just always enjoyed it. I love making art, and I get inspired by going outside every day and just traveling, seeing my favorite spots and locations. And you always find something new, no matter how old the spot.
That's what's up, man. Okay, so it sounds like you got a lot going for you. Cause I mean, you sent me stuff recently that you were doing, and I really dug like a lot of the piano guitar work that you were putting in.
Well, it's interesting because I like the acoustic guitar recently. Like I've always had an acoustic, but I've never really played it because I've always been like a rock band. So we're always, jamming out in the electric guitars and stuff. So I'm kind of learning like a whole different side of music that I never really dabbled in before. And it's kind of create like a lot of cool music that I never really thought I'd be able to do,
Yeah.
And finger picking and stuff. Like I've never really done that before, and like I've gotten a chance to learn and come up with some really awesome stuff from it.
I think once you dive into some of your like favorite emo songs and maybe try to translate them to acoustic, you'll enjoy it. But I'm gonna shoot the ball to Snake. Snake, you you make a lot of music by yourself. You're definitely a genre blending artist. You're doing emo hour with a group of friends that you were already making music with. Now you just have a name under it. What inspires you to, make music for yourself, or maybe contribute to your group that you are doing?
Yeah. So music for me has always been a really big thing in my life. I learned, like, my dad got me started on drums when I was like 3 years old. I was like taking drum kit lessons and stuff like that. So, and I've been in band and everything like that since. So music's always just been like an emotional outlet for me in general. Like I just am always trying to find new music to listen to. And like, like I dig and try to find anything that's like brand new, just like out today. Like I'm on my Discover Weekly every week trying to find stuff. And usually, like, what I would do back in the day is I would just get obsessed with something and I'd learn it a bunch and like want to sing along to it and, just kind of like participate in the music. And now that like I've learned how to make music myself, what I do now is like I'll pick apart the song like I used to, but instead of learning how to play it or like memorize it, I make my own version of it. So like I'll just what I've been doing now, like 100 Gex has been like my biggest influence recently.
Yeah.
And like I'll just go through a bunch of Dylan Brady's beats and pick them apart and like learn different ways to engineer my own beats. So that's kind of like my influence for me is it's a passion for me. It always has been, and like I can take it a step further now by making my own versions instead of just singing along to them.
Yeah.
And then as far as my group goes, the reason I'm able to keep motivation for that going is because the other side of it was I wanted to get into the music industry because I wanted to get into the music industry because I wanted to like kind of use myself as a guinea pig, more or less. Like I wanted to test things and see what would work and what wouldn't work. Like, is this
Okay.
gonna get me popular? Is this not? Are people gonna dig this? Does this work? And then I wanted to take all that knowledge to share with like other musicians and other people that I meet along the way. And I did kind of manage to accomplish that with a group and a Discord of people I have. Like I worked with like 15 or 20 other people. But
Yeah.
of those people, you know, that's how we ended up with Emo Hour. So I guess it's kind of a mix of things, but more so it's just a strong passion and I feel a drive to do these things.
Are you in a church?
No, there's I have a bunch of family over and they're doing karaoke in the other room.
Oh, okay. Damn, I was like, damn, dude, he's either in a coffee shop, he's maybe at church. It is Saturday. It's a late night session.
Yeah, no, just it's actually Mini Slaughterhouse Pink. It's her and her entire family are all just screaming karaoke in the other room right now.
Are you gonna join them after this?
Eventually, yeah. But
Are you gonna throw down the vocals?
I might. We'll see what happens. Maybe just throw in some requests.
Okay. Spadezilla. So, we have seen your journey on the review show, like I mentioned earlier. You're recovering from a very traumatic experience, so I'm thankful you're here and also here on the podcast. But
oh, traumatic. No, I got 3 daughters that are teenagers.
Damn. But
that accident was not near traumatic enough.
What inspires you, man? Do you have maybe a new perspective, or what are you going off of?
Well, actually, it's one of the guys around here, and he's a local guy. I went to school with him. He was different in school, like everybody. We all grow up, we change. He was a bully back in school. Now he's taking kids in and doing a program for them. It's all free. They go and work out 3 days a week, and pretty much gets them in shape, gets them off the streets, gives them something to do. And that's what inspired me to start it all, because that's one of the songs I made. Lion's Den was because of his what he was doing for the kids. That's the name of his little group thing that he's got.
You sound very community based, like you just want to give back, and I love that attribute about you. You seem like a very like genuine human being that wants to like help people out and not like see them struggle in life. So I madly respect that of you, man.
I've been struggling my whole life. That's why maybe if I can make it easier for somebody else, they won't have to struggle as much as I did. That's all.
That's a beautiful thing, man. But Switch, what do you got? You just put out album recently. I've reviewed a couple of it on the yeah, he's wearing the shirt. I got a question for you, just total side note. What's the album cover of? Is that you?
Yeah, it's like it's me, has the name on the bottom. It's just kind of like a super like gritty, like cracked version of myself, kind of. No, it's actually it's hard to tell with the fucking the webcam, but it's like it's just I'm wearing a hoodie and headphones.
No, I got it. I'm gonna pull you up so I can see. Here, can you show it?
Yeah.
The shirt.
Oh shit, got my chain.
Oh, okay. No, I see that. I don't know why I thought you had long hair on that for some reason. But yeah, man.
I never had long hair.
You just put out a whole album, you know? So what inspired you to maybe even make that whole album, being the creative process?
I mean, I've been writing since probably since I was like 10, and I'm going on like almost 30 now. So honestly, it's just always been very therapeutic. So like I kind of treat music almost like a diary at times, like just very therapeutic. And then I'm also very competitive within like the whole hip hop genre, because a lot of the things you hear like on the radio and stuff, like the writing is not like the most intricate writing or anything, but that's kind of what I grew up on, whether it was Wu-Tang or Tupac or
I was gonna say
a lot of the underground groups.
Your writing
Yeah,
is very
like
genuine to that feeling, the 90s boom bap.
yeah, or especially the underground Jedi Mind Tricks, Tech 9,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Tech
So
9 KC right here, buddy.
yes, sir.
You can
so
see them at the mall.
yeah,
It's
just
crazy.
therapeutic and competition. Like I love writing. I like trying to almost like I think Eminem said it before, almost like a puzzle, like how you can get more intricate with the lyrics and like do your multi-syllables and your sandwich rhymes, and I just love the art.
Man, you sound like my brother Blake. He'll he'll hear me rap because I'm not even like really a rapper. I just kind of like making hip hop music at least. But he's like, man, you need to like do all these syllables and shit. And I'm like, dude, I'm an ABC rapper, and that's probably how it's gonna be.
Hey, there's great ABC rappers though too. Like, look at someone like Too Short. He's not the most intricate rapper, but he's a legend.
Yeah.
Like,
But then you go to people like Eminem, or you could go to someone like Tyler the Creator, and the way that they like do their phrasing is just so crazy if you like break it down. So I totally get what you're saying.
oh yeah, all the rhyme bending and all that stuff. I love it.
But that's what's up. So we got a full room of creators in here. Got to see why, everybody creates what inspires them. But we might have some division in the room. But hopefully we can come to a healthy compromise if there is. So Ryan, I'm gonna spit this to you because of the lyrics in your song. You sound like you got a lot against the world right now. Is that right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know what lyrics is that. What one are you referring to?
Some of the songs on the review show.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I just like going back to whatever is inside of like the unexpressed part of me that needs expression. I'm just trying to get that out, and like right now, I was thinking about like sticking into a genre or something like that, but I just need to like define who I am at this point, and then when I get all that stuff out, maybe then I can like go and be more specific into a niche. I'm like trying to like discover myself through my own music or something like that, and
I got you.
yeah.
Okay, maybe I misinterpreted it, but okay, I'll jump into it, gang. So, in my opinion, there's a lot happening in the world. Not a lot of good shit. I don't know, man. The world looks pretty grim. I'm gonna be real. That's why I asked the creative spark question. With everything going on in the world, how do you feel like we're gonna be as creators? Because there's all these pending wars that could happen. We're doing proxy shit to other countries. Other countries are not liking us. America kind of feels like it's becoming a scarier place as each year prolongs, because since 2020, I don't know, just America has not felt the same.
Dang.
Damn, yeah, no. So, Hurricane, what do you got?
Yo, you don't want to get me started on this topic, bro. But I definitely feel a lot of stuff you saying. Like, it's some weirdo shit going on out here, bro. And like, at the end of the day, as creators, we do have power. We do have powers. You feel me? Because like, if you can think about any major movement, usually at the front is some kind of musician or some kind of artist. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. If y'all feel like some shit's fucked up, switch the narrative with your art, yo. Like, it's crazy how powerful art is, dog. But for
That is
real.
true, with like the power to the people. I just mean like people's like human rights are getting taken away. There's a lot of shit like that happening, and it's just like I've never understood like why as a human race this is like the life that we've chose of like, working the 9 to 5, being in this type of society, how we just give in to capitalism so freely, and we don't do anything in return. We can march all that we want, we could protest, but at the end of the day, you do realize this is the most militarized, country on earth. Like, we have the biggest spending budget on our military.
Didn't nobody choose this, bro?
That's what I'm saying. So it's just like, at the end of the day, I just want to like garden and make music, and it's just like I feel like that could someday get taken away.
In real life.
Fuck. Wait, what'd he say? I didn't hear what he said.
What'd you say, Snake?
I said Animal Crossing in real life. That's what we want.
Jeez.
Ryan, you got something on this? Or RexWrex?
All right, I was just making sure. I feel like there are two ends of the spectrum of this. There are those that should speak and should express their art in a certain fashion that can be like an outlet to help articulate it for folks that are going through it. And there are people that use that ability and have no idea what the freak they're talking about, and they're like, Kid Rock or something like that. You know what I mean? Where there's some people who shouldn't use that platform to speak because all they do is spread hate and just. I don't think, like, as musicians, I think it's our job to create unity, to be a bastion for clear thoughts, have a place to let people know that you're not alone. And sometimes, people should be alone with the certain thoughts that they have in their head. But unfortunately, it's just kind of the way music is. We're an outlet for people to find some form of solace, whether they're sad, whether they're angry. People need something to help identify their issues with. And I feel like it's our responsibility as musicians, as creatives, to kind of try to keep it as open-ended as possible, because you don't know who every single one of your fans are. You don't know what they're going through. But people that listen to your music, obviously they identify with something. So you have a responsibility to kind of just be morally good. You want to be good for people. You don't want to be someone that propagates hate or division or, let's go fund the police so they can beat us or something like that. Something like that. It's a very touchy subject, and there is a huge military industrial complex out in the world. But I feel like saying stuff like, "Oh, the world's the worst it's ever been," it's like, well, it's not the Dark Ages. We're not, our plague. It wasn't like the one in 1920 where like half of Europe was like wiped out. And unfortunately, I think with information being as available as it is, and with how social media has kind of we all lived through pandemic. I remember the news was always like, here's the worst case scenario. It's happening today. And then tomorrow it's like, it's gotten worse. And it's like, I feel like that with the way media is, it's always worser than it is. And I feel like during the Cold War, during Vietnam, during Korea, during World War II, during World War I, I'm pretty sure everybody had that thought where, oh, it's never going to get worse than this. But I think as musicians, we should be a mystic bastion of hope for people, because I feel like
that's what
being creative does for me. It gives me hope. And I feel like when music strays away from hope, it can get scary.
Anybody else got something they want to say on it?
I'll go for a minute there, or a couple seconds.
Okay.
I think depending on your field of philosophy for reality and that, I think as we move more into the future, what we focus on becomes manifested more physically. So if we choose to be getting into the negative vibrations of it, then that's what's going to be manifested. So going back to the question, as artists and expressing the hope and unity and trying to bring everything together. If we're not going to do that now in the midst of this military industrial complex that we're talking about, then we are headed into the doom, I would say. Even if it seems hopeless to do it, perhaps.
All right. I could see that. So at least you're not thinking it's the end of times. We're gonna probably make it through if we power through.
Definitely, we power through with the focus on the positive. We're getting through it all the way, I would say.
Okay, Nova, you said you raised the hand.
I feel like I have a lot to say about this.
Oh.
I don't even know where to start.
You got the floor.
Musically speaking, I think that we as musicians, we can also use our art to spread the message, make aware of these situations. Try to give hope, as somebody already mentioned. But I also feel like this has nothing to do with music now. But what frustrates me personally is also that I feel like most of us are aware that we do not want to live that life, but we are getting controlled by these 1% that are making this life so difficult for us. This life as a society, we could easily come together as a community and probably go against it. But I feel like I think it's hard to take the first step and gather everyone, because I think most people do not want what's happening right now, but we're just forced into this. And we're just letting it happen because we feel like we don't have any other choice. I don't know. That was like a lot. I'm sorry.
No, that was fine. That was fine.
Well-
Well put, indeed.
Down with the proletariat, as I always say. I'm just kidding.
Yo, I definitely agree with that because, like, at the end of the day, it's a lot of the control is psychological. You know what I mean? It's not chains and whips no more. It's like, let me control your life from birth type shit. We go to school. It's like you get the wrong answer, you're a failure. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do exactly what you're told and behave exactly how you're supposed to behave, then you punish and discipline. I was in the principal's office damn near every day, bro. And I was like, bro, am I an evil person when I'm just being myself? But then when I grew up, I just realized it's because I didn't want to just sit down and shut the fuck up like they wanted us to do. So, you know, I ended up getting in trouble. But, like, I don't know, man. It wasn't until I kind of got older and I finally got out of the school system, got out of everything, and I finally had time to myself. Because, like, think about it. From, like, the time we're freaking kids, we never get a break. Like, it's like the whole, like, it's school, work. So you never get a chance to just sit down and be like, yo, hold up, bro, what is going on here? You feel me? And, like, when I had that chance, when I finally did that, it was like I was finally free to be myself again. And that shit changed my entire life, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. There was a time I wanted to die, bro. I was like, this shit fucking sucks. Like, there's no way this is life. And it's like, I think once a lot of people get to that place where they can finally express themselves freely, which I think we get into with, you know, blockchain technology, with the internet, all these things, people monetizing for just being themselves, like, I definitely think we can get there. So I think it's just one person at a time, change your own reality, and then it'll reflect into everywhere else. You feel me?
Yeah. Kind of on a point that you just said, like, kind of like how you said you feel like we're not bound by shackles. Is that what you said? Sorry. That you don't think we are?
Oh, my bad. I was trying to unmute.
No,
But
you're
yeah,
fine.
we not bound by, like, actual chains. It's like mental and psychological chains.
Well,
Because, like, go ahead.
sorry, this is the only point I got on it, my man. Unfortunately, we might not be in, like, big root, like, at least, like, physically, like, in shackle and chains, but, like, I feel like we are through, like, capitalism in shackles and chains, because, like, it's perpetual slavery for money. Like, you can't even live without having money. And, like, kind of like what you were saying, like, you never got a break in school. It's because school, like, trains you to be a worker. Like, we don't even go to school and learn how to, like, farm, do any life skills. We learn how to be in a 9 to 5 set, and that's unfortunately what school trains you for. And you don't really realize it until you get out of school. You're like, wow, I could have been being, I mean, you could still create, but you would have had more time to be a creator. You could have learned how to live off the land. You could have learned some life skills, like how to, like, actually repair shit. I mean, they don't even teach you how to do your taxes or anything, like how to save money, how to build real life plans. Like, it's kind of just set up unless you go to college, which is another, I want to say it's a trap. I know people might see benefits, but it's just like you're loaning people out money to basically trap them into, like, put it like this, you're loaning them out money to then trap them into a job set where they're going to have to work that to pay back the loan. But on top of that, the bank's going to own you next when you, like, fucking get a house. Because now, on top of paying back your schooling, you know, tuition, you're paying the bank. And so essentially, I don't feel free under those circumstances. You're gonna always be under someone's thumb. And so I would hope in a space like Web3 even, or something, you know, in the internet, that you could find a way to get out of that, and then you would truly feel free. You might not even feel free to the fullest extent because you still have to, you know, pay bills and, you know, have somewhere to live and such, but you'd be free out of at least that shackle. But here's one question I got for you. Sorry, that was just me rambling. I have a lot of thoughts on shit like this all the time. But do you think the FedNow app that they're going to be presenting here in July is going to affect the Web3 blockchain and Bitcoin space per se? Because it is now essentially becoming that online currency that Bitcoin and all that is, but now it's regulated through the government. So do you think that's going to affect the Web3 space?
Bro, ain't no real ones using that shit, bro. Like, you know, of course, the main public or whatever is probably, it's gonna just seem like one of those things, like that hypnotic rhythm, like I was saying, like the school, the job, you just doing what you told to do. This currency is gonna feel like that to like most people. It's just gonna be like, oh, I guess we're doing this now. You know what I mean? And it's like, I definitely felt a lot of what you were saying, but the biggest crutch I think that most of us face, like including myself sometimes, is the reason that we have not escaped from these psychological chains ourselves. Because I remember earlier someone saying, like, why don't we just like band together and be like, yo, fuck this? It's because of convenience, bro. Money makes a lot of things convenient, and the more conveniences are added on top, the harder it is to escape the AKA comfortable prison. You know what I mean? Because it's like, dang, if I have money, I can just call somebody. They're gonna come over here and bring me my DoorDash. Dang, if I have money, I can just pay somebody and they're gonna do this work for me.
See, now you've taken that convenience because capitalism has like provided it to you. Beforehand, you made the connection with the person at the grocery store. Now you can barely find a locally owned grocery store because it's just Walmart, CVS. It's all, you know, capitalism corporatized. But that's the unfortunate, harsh reality we face as a society. And I hope like we can get, I don't know, corporations out of like our government and big, you know, money out of our government, and we would see a change in all of our immediate lives. But that's the topic for another day. I see Spadezilla's been waiting patiently. What do you got to say, bruh?
Oh, you know, I got plenty to say about this subject. For the guy that came out with the song "We the People," come on now.
All right.
No, actually, I'm going to remaster that because I think that it's time that it gets put back out again. Because obviously, it didn't get heard the first time around, being that it was only like 3 or 4 months in me doing the music.
Yeah.
My writing's gotten better. The way that my cadence has gotten better. Everything's gotten better. So I want to redo that song so that way it gets more people listening to it, because it talks a lot about stuff that's going on right now.
You should. Man.
I don't.
You should do
Go
it.
ahead. Yeah, I don't agree with none of the stuff that's going on. They just brought back a thing that was called Jim Crow law in Mississippi. I don't agree with that whatsoever. That's basically like it's going in reverse again. Like we're going back into the 1700s, 1800s, 1870. We're going back into that era, and I don't like it. It kind of scares me a little bit because I'm a minority. Honestly, what we can do about it is we can do what we did back with Great Britain. I mean, that's how it started last time. We got tired of it. Look what happened. It's a revolutionary war. Honestly, is what's going to take. But that's, you know.
I feel like I hate to say it, but I feel like America needs to like get a reality check or crumble in a sense, because it is not truly helping the people. We send people to wars, but we don't help them when they come back. Like there's so many things.
Well, the problem is we get divided on everything, though. We're divided on color. We're divided on Republican and Democrat.
But if we saw past the facade, it's just like people need to wake up, and I'm not trying to sound woke or some shit, whatever people say, but people really need to wake up and realize that like all these things, like the race fighting or like gender or like, I don't know, gay rights or just like anything you could think of, all this is a fucking distraction to just make us fight over each other for no reason. So instead of like seeing, like, I'll be real, like I'm scared of like fucking a random person coming to my door. It's like I have to check my Ring camera. It's like, if you think about it, there was a time where someone random could knock on your door and you could have a conversation, they'd be on your day, that type of shit. We've really gotten away from just like being connected, and I think that's why we are so disconnected with all of these, you know, things. And the internet can be a way to hate monger, fear monger people very easily.
It makes the mental health a lot worse on some people that already have a mental problem.
Yeah, but I'm saying this all is what's dividing us. Like if we all woke up and just realized we have bigger issues, like we should all be like fighting for each other as human beings and like each other's rights. People should feel safe where they live. We shouldn't all live in these little fucking suburban boxes and not know our neighbor or some shit, you know? Like, I don't think that's how life is supposed to be. But, I'm
I
gonna
know, I
I'm
know
gonna,
like
what's up,
creativity.
Justin?
So I know this is like all super outside like the whole like creativity aspect and all, but it's crazy because like you have like two fronts of America that are fighting against each other, and then as well as the government, and so you have like two divisions of the government that are consistently going at each other's throats. And then
But
like the whole pandemic, I feel like the pandemic just destroyed like everyone like connecting with each other, and like you know, Zoom, like everyone at work working from home, you know, you're not being as social with people. um there's a lot going on with the government, and then when the people finally go up and step up at the Capitol, you know, you have so many arrests going on that people are afraid to even confront the government now. It's like, you know, they always said that the people should always be in control of the government, and then when people try to do that, then people are getting arrested. So it's like they've proven that the government's now in control of the people, and a lot of people aren't happy with that. And you know, it's we're in a really difficult state right now, it seems like. And
well, if you if you look past what you just said, that's another like point in this division of, you know, feeling divided and hate. And it's that we have a country divided over two parties. But if people like woke up and realized both of these parties are funded by the same fucking like big corporation conglomerates, and so it's just like it doesn't matter
yeah,
if you're red, if you're blue, whatever. Like at the same day or at the same time, they're getting funded by the same people. It doesn't matter if, you know, Trump or Biden, whoever you fucking like, is in office, because at the end of the day, they're gonna be doing shit that benefits them, their close friends, and who uh is donating money, which is like a big fucking corporation. And that's God, I wish we had a shit ton of time to talk about this, but that's like a big issue with pharma too. Big pharma, like we haven't beat it. Like something crazy. God, I'm just side tangenting. But something crazy is just like the man who literally found the like insulin cure. He gave that patent away for free under the basis that people would be able to get it at a price that was fair to everybody. Which he wanted to give it away for free, but the government wanted to charge $1. If you look back, insulin used to be $1 fucking, dude. And so now that the price is like $300, it's greed. Inflation is caused by this corporation greed. They're literally just upping the prices, and that also causes inflation. Also, like with like printing money continuously and shit, like that definitely causes. But if we just, I wish we could stick it up to like all these corporations, because then we're the ones, you know, feeding their bottom line, and so they need us. Like I feel like the people, or like everything needs us, and if we just like put a roadblock like people do when they protest a brand because they did something they didn't like, we'd have a lot more change. If you took like big corporation money out of politics and made, you know, the government actually have to work for the people like you're saying, I think we would see the change that would benefit everyone. But we haven't heard
Wait,
from Switch in a minute, but I'll let you say something, Hurricane.
my bad, bro. Real quick, like dang, I actually just lost the point.
My bad,
Oh,
man.
bro, go ahead, dog.
Alright, Switch, do you got something on this?
I mean, to tie it back into music, I would say, at least as like someone who considers himself like a conscious artist, it's unfortunately it's content. No matter what, it's content. Like if you are someone who feels like you have a voice, then I feel like when there's certain things going on, you should talk about it. You should put it in the music. Like I have verses that specifically talk about big pharmaceuticals and doctors pushing pills that we don't need and stuff because they get a commission off of everything. Music. I have verses about the mass shootings. I feel like as an artist, like if you have a voice, if you have an audience that and people like listen to you, I feel like you have like at least a little. Personally, I feel like you have a little bit of a responsibility to like spread awareness, like get more people to look into a subject, to talk about a subject, to like maybe they didn't even know that a certain thing was going on, and then they listen to an Immortal Technique song. They're like, oh shit, like what is he talking about? Let me look into this. Like the amount of things that I found from just even listening to someone like Immortal Technique when I was a lot younger. Like there was things I never even heard of. I'm like, wait, what is he talking about? And I go to what used to be Rap Genius back then, but I'd go to rapgenius.com and I'd be like, yo, let me look into this. And like I just feel like as an artist, you need to be able to like freely talk about these things, not get censored, and bring awareness to certain topics just to dive
Dude,
back
it
into
is
music a little
so
bit.
hard in that aspect because there's a guy, I don't know if any of you guys listening, but I'm sure you guys maybe remember Anger Bang from the review show, or Brad Allen. That's his name, solo artist. I don't know if anybody remembers, but he literally got censored for rapping about the COVID vaccine, COVID-19, all that shit. And it was just like, if you look at it, it's crazy. I'm not saying like we should, just like shun people, deny people because they make a choice. It's just like we can't even have an open discussion about something going into people's bodies, man. I don't know. But I feel like we haven't heard from our man Aquamane in the top right in a minute. What do you got? I know you got a lot on all these topics.
Really tough, but it goes in cycles. Yeah, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I think humanity is all about balance. 50-50, yin and yang, good and evil. Just where you are in the world and the time and place, you might see more evil and think different, or you might see more good. It just depends, but it's like our souls are electricity, basically, which is 50% positive, 50% negative. And one won't work without the other. It can't be, 49-51.
Are you on the
432
hertz?
When you're the darkest stage, you think, yeah, is this it? But it just doesn't, it's a perfect balance, a law of nature. So you just kind of like try to be positive. Don't dwell on the bad shit. If you have a voice, put it out there. You know what I mean? Always preach good. And just try to keep your friends close and your family closer. And if you just do good morally, you know what I mean? If you have those morals, you make a difference in the world. Through your music, through your life, through your, just random strangers. They're just talking, hey, what's up, bro? You know what I mean? Because it's a 2-party system, divide and conquer. 1% controls all of it. They want us to fight against each other. It's a scam forever. It's been going on forever. Like the comedian George Carlin said it best. It's a small club and you ain't in it, It's hard to fight it, but maybe you can. And also think like Rage, don't stand on a silent platform. Fuck the system, fuck the norm,
Well, on your point with the George Carlin thing, one, fucking great reference. 2,
yeah, dude.
I think
still aren't all ahead of his time, bro.
America has a syndrome, and the syndrome is everyone feels like an embarrassed millionaire.
What does that even mean?
What does that even mean? It means everybody basically thinks they're gonna be rich one day, but they're just poor right now, and that's the embarrassment in their life.
Sheesh, that's deep, bro.
I mean, it's true. I mean, that's why people support billionaires, like these celebrities, giving them money, is because they believe they're gonna be a millionaire someday. But the unfortunate part is, can you make it to the 1%?
Yo, I actually wanted to ask, because we've been talking about this, what's the alternative? You know what I mean?
You want a solution for me?
Exactly.
What's the solution? I mean, fuck. This is kind of on your point, my man. But, and Ryan's point, too. Sorry, RyanRexWrex, to distinguish. But Ryan, you got points, too. I'm not gonna just throw that to the side. But yeah, so basically my solution is you have to build communities. You have to find people to network with and be together. And that's the only way you can do it. I hate to even reference this, but I saw a Netflix documentary, and it's like, if you want the change in your community, you have to do it with your local politicians. And so if you look at it, a lot of local politicians actually aren't really even benefiting you, and a lot of them could be exited out really fast with a shift of a community vote. So you can build communities within your cities, or whether it be, you know, a tribal thing like around the people you live. That's like one way to band together and start making real changes. Cause like as one person here, as you know, 8 to 10 people here, we can't make that change that's gonna benefit the world. I hate to say that. We can do that with our music and art. Yes, we can do that. But as like 10 people, if we went in the streets, we look like fucking crazy people right now. But if all of us were in our communities and started building within and started, you know, looking at how can we get the things that we want in our community. Well, we want, you know, better transportation, we want better parks, we want more community resources, whether it be, you know, food banks, whether it be clothing drives, you know, just helping people. I think that's how you should be going about it. Like, I hate to have to drive by, like, homeless people every day knowing that, like, damn, dude, I wish I could do something more than just give them a couple of bucks. Like, I don't think people should be struggling like that or on the streets like that when there's fucking empty buildings, you know, all throughout the US. Like, there's a lot of things that could be done that could benefit people, make a real change, and you can hope that, you know, it kind of just expands out. And that's the thing, like, you have to get a lot of people involved. It's not just like a one city change. It's like if you want a real change around the US, you have to start connecting with people, even connecting with people that don't have the same view as you, and understanding why do you have this view. And I think if we're in a society where, like, if you don't have the same view as someone, somebody will instantly hate you or just like disregard you. And it's just like people used to have discussions where they didn't agree, and they used to be able to, you know, find a common ground, or at least just understand why someone thinks that way or the other side is going that direction. And we don't even do that. We just every time someone's not what you're thinking, it's just like a lot of people just cast that into instant hate. And so we just gotta get back into like a more loving society. So that's
Bro,
kind of a long answer.
you know where I think that starts, bro? Like something that I've realized is like just giving and serving as much as possible. You know, every opportunity to like serve or give, like I would say take it. Because something I realized about the universe, like it is a transactional universe, but like everything is accounted for. So like just like I think his name was Aquamane was saying earlier, like if you give him blessings every day, like you'll soon find out that all of that stuff comes back. You know what I mean? And it's like if everyone was on just figured that one simple fact out and everyone was like, yo, let me just give as much as possible so that the universe blesses me. Like it's very simple, bro. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's just something to try. It's been working beautifully for me lately.
Damn, that was beautifully put, Hurricane. So we're approaching, you know, close to the 2-hour mark. I didn't know how long this was gonna go. We've talked about a lot. I do have one thing I would like everybody to say, but before that, does anybody want to like talk about anything that we've already talked about? Maybe a new quick topic? Or did you have anything you want to say out into the public? And I'm going to give a moment where everybody can plug their stuff too.
I guess I'll go first, but lately I've been streaming on Twitch, guys. I'm actually two followers away from being able to reach my affiliate, just 2. So if you guys want to hit the follow button and come and chat sometime.
There's
got
9 people in here. I've already subbed, so it
Yeah,
can't be me.
where's your Twitch? I'm on the computer right now. Where's your Twitch?
Is shorebreak_.
Just, it's like his username, but then with an underscore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get him the Twitch affiliate, gang. Anybody listening in the chat on YouTube, go to www.twitch.tv/shorebreak_.
We'll be streaming with Michael tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow night.
Yeah, with my brothers and his friends. We're gonna do 5 on Overwatch 2.
Heck yeah, man.
I don't know, maybe in time if we get more, because there's like 8 people, but maybe in time we could do like a 5v5 stream.
That'd be so fun.
But yeah, Hurricane, what do you got to plug for yourself?
Shoot, I think I found all y'all on Twitter, right? Follow me on Twitter, bro. Chop it up. Let's chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me. And like, if you got some dope ass tweets, send me that. Or mention that thing. You know, let's whatever you want to send, whatever you're trying to explode. If the message resonates, yeah, let's do it. And I'll be having Twitter Spaces too. Y'all all welcome to come through, chop it up. But yeah, I also make music, so whatever y'all need music wise, you want to send me something to listen to, you trying to collab, you know what I'm saying? Just hit me up, bro. That's literally all I gotta say. God bless.
That's what's up. Nova, what do you want to plug? Brand new artist, killing it in the music scene.
Thanks. I have a new song coming out, but actually it fits more to the topic, so I want to talk about the song I'm currently working on, and it's about an AI looking at the human society and criticizing it. Yeah, and asking why are you holding each other back from living the best life possible. So yeah, look out for that.
Oh my god, I can't believe you said that, because that's like one topic I really wanted to talk about. How do you think AI... Okay, I'm gonna let everybody do a shout out. I hope everybody has like 15 minutes to just like do one last topic, and then I'm gonna let you guys give advice to people after that. But we're gonna go to the OG of the channel. We got Aquamane. So what you want to plug, my friend?
I want to plug you, brother, for all the support you give, all you do for us.
Damn.
You know, kudos to Mr. Michael WHiTMiRE, brother. You do a great job. And I like to say, everyone here, you know, everyone we doing your show. I'm on Twitter, Spotify, everything. I follow everyone back if you follow me. If I'm not following you, let me know, you know, because I have no problem following anyone. I love listening to your music. I love watching all of your creative processes and the art. You know, it's a great community. I would say do one love, one world. Let's all just, you know, keep going forward.
Hey, that's what's up, Aquamane.
Right on, man.
The man of many talents. Another
Thank you.
man of many talents and features is RyanRexWrex. What do you want to plug? Oh,
I had to unmute myself, but follow my band, The Angel Like Expression. We're on all social media. It's usually completely spelled out like that, The Angel Like Expression. It's sometimes TAIL, the band. That's the acronym of The Angel Like Expression. You can find me everywhere at RyanRexWrex. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Spotify. I'm on SoundCloud. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I can be here all day. I have a TikTok. But if you guys are interested in promotional stuff, you can hit me up directly. Or if you want to go through Ghost Killer Entertainment or New Fury Media or local band Smokeout, hit them up. They're all great avenues to just kind of get your name out there. And if I could give anybody advice with advertising, is make sure you have a lot of money and you try to hit as many like advertising places as you can, because it's not one website's not going to get you popping. You gotta, if you do press, blanket, just get all those sites that do that, and you get a lot more attention that way.
Thank you, RyanRexWrex. Now we're gonna go to Ryan the Living. What do you got to plug?
What do you add? I want y'all to get me on Twitter at Ryan the Living. I got an album I put out there in February. Phases of Matter. If anyone wants to listen to a couple tracks on that, that'd be cool. Also, if y'all got anything you want mixed, not really mastered, but if you got some stems, you need a fresh look on it, you can send that stuff over to me, and I wouldn't mind having a bit of work on some of your stems if you got some work for me. That's about it. Look forward to being a part of this place a little bit more in the future. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Thank you for coming on. But don't get off, because we still got a little bit after this. Spadezilla, what do you got to plug? OG of the channel, might I add.
What do I got to plug? Actually, I just got a song I did for 420. Somebody asked me to do remix to Exotic Gas, so I did a real quick remix. It only took like 30 minutes or so.
Hey.
Sometimes I get too good with my crap. Now, actually, it was pretty easy because I already had everything in my laptop, so I just go straight to my files and I can slow it down, I can speed it up. The new song I got coming out is going to be a remix to Lion's Den. I'm doing that for, like I said, the guy that's doing community work for the kids and stuff and giving them a place to go work at a gym.
That's what's up.
Well, he wanted a remix, so I was like, I can do it. I already got it wrote. I just got to start working on it, get it down, so I can start putting it on a beat. And the beat I actually got cleared. It's the same, almost the same exact beat as Lollipop by Lil Wayne, but to the point where it's not going to be, it's not going to be no copyright infringements.
Yeah,
it's not going to be no plagiarism. Yeah, no plagiarism. I already had it checked out. I already got it registered because I'm a registered producer and registered writer with BMI.
That's what's up, man. Okay. Lot to look out
I don't
for.
I don't want anyone stealing my stuff, man.
No,
Work hard for it.
you. Alright, Switch, what do you got to promote?
We talked about it a little bit earlier, but my last EP that I released, I think it was in December, the end of December, was Unrelenting. You did a few reviews on your channel. You did the music video review too, which I really appreciated. That was dope. And coming up, I'm working on a new EP, and I think the next single I'm gonna drop is actually a remix to the song that I did the music video for, Who Want It. But I have a feature on the remix. I don't think I've posted it yet, but I'm gonna have Recognize from Mayday, former Strange Music artist, on the remix to the song.
Didn't you side note question, didn't you play with the hieroglyphics guy?
Yeah, I just did a show with Pep Love from Hieroglyphics.
Yeah, dude. Fucking how was that?
It was epic. I was just like trying to like, not be starstruck, just kind of like stay in the moment and kind of like, just make sure I had like my stage presence and didn't fumble the lyrics or anything, just being in the presence of like a legend like that, like at least to me, like. But
I mean,
yeah,
dude,
I'm really excited about
I agree with you on the
new
legend
song.
part for sure because
Oh yeah, Hyro.
My brother introduced me to them like a long time ago, like probably like early 2000s, and so like I don't know when I was like a kid. So like when you said you were like playing with them, I was like, dude, I've like never heard anyone else like unless they know like older hip hop like talk about even playing a show with them. So I was like, that's wild, man.
Yeah, like all that like hieroglyphics, Army of the Pharaohs, like even like older like Far Side stuff like that. That's what I grew up on. But yeah, remix of Who Want It with Recognize of the Mighty Mayday crew, former Strange Music artist, gonna be on the remix. I got him locked in for a verse. I already got it in. I'm just working on the mixing and mastering for that track now, and I think that'll be the next one I put out.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go on to the last topic. It's gonna be kind of like a speed round. If everybody could take like just 30 seconds on your opinion of this, and then we're just gonna ask a last question, kind of just maybe giving some advice to the people at home. So that's what I got on for you. So we'll go into the question now. The last question is, do you think AI is going to affect art? Because we already have it in music. Like I just saw something crazy. Like there was a Weeknd and Drake song that got, I don't know if everybody saw that, but it got put on Spotify by just a random person, and they actually sued Drake, and the Weeknd sued him because they're like, you can't do that. That's basically they're trying to say their voice is their IP, their intellectual property, and so like. I don't know, that's just like a scary thing that someone could just like replicate someone like that. It's also cool though. That's the fucking drawback. I'm like, damn, dude, that's really cool because then you could just bring back dead artists and shit like that, make new music. But also, I have a lot of friends in the graphic design industry and AI art. Some of them are pissed, some of them use it to better themselves. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, what do you think's gonna happen? Is AI gonna take over the, art industry that the human aspect has always owned? Or is it gonna benefit, or what do you guys think? So, whoever raises their hand, they got something. Okay, I'll go to Hurricane, and then I'll go to Ryan the Living next.
Yeah, I think it's just a new tool, like just like everything, just like guitars when they was invented, when drums was invented, it's like at the end of the day, we just get a new tool, use it how we want. It's gonna be used in some crazy ways, but I don't think it's ever gonna like replace humans. You know what I mean? Like humans are still creating the AI in the first place. Humans were the ones who thought to put Drake and The Weeknd together over this beat, blah blah. So it's like, I mean, of course AI can do that too one day, but there's always that human taste, bro. Like, so I wouldn't be worried if I was an artist. It's just use new tools, new auto-tune type stuff. You feel me? But yeah, that's it.
I got you. What do you think, Ryan the Living?
I think AI has already affected the music, probably. But I'm kind of in the boat there with Mr. Hurricane, in that it's just people are going, there's still going to be artists, just that top end, maybe the 1% that control, the money is just going to flow in a different way. And also, I'm not sure with the AI what the copyright laws are. I was on Legal Eagle, the website, looking at some of the stuff with the AI and that, and like intellectual property, and it gets really, really gray at this point. So it should be interesting how it plays out. But artists are still going to be making music. It's just going to be affected by the existence of the AI. That would be my input. Huh.
I got you. I guess we'll find out with this case, because this is going to be the first case of it. We'll go to Nova, and then RyanRexWrex, and then Shorebreak. So Nova, up to you.
I hope that it can coexist, like both music made by AI, vocals, and also I saw that songwriting is also affected by AI now. And we also saw that with art in general, like paintings and stuff like that. But I think it's still different than when it's made by a person, because it has a soul to it. The art itself has a soul to it. And I think also when it comes to live shows, I don't think that anybody would like to see an AI. Maybe because it's interesting, but I don't think it can give the same hype, the same feeling to the stage as a person could. And like already mentioned, the AI is made by a person, so it's kind of, they're also an artist by creating this music with the AI, using this tool. So I hope it can just coexist, because both have like cool things to it, you know, like both have advantages. So I hope it can just coexist.
In a real sense, we kind of saw that with the Tupac hologram at Coachella, I guess. But RyanRexWrex, what do you got?
Well, I am a firm believer that the drum machine didn't replace drummers. I'm a firm believer that digital tablets didn't, erase paper. I'm a firm believer that AI has already been a part of music. Like they haven't figured out like this new spin on it, but programmed drums, arpeggio, player piano existed in like the 1800s. So it's like there has been automation in music for quite a while. And I feel like now it's at a level where it's available to the general public, to where it is something that people think is going to take over. And even in, like, as you said, with an artist sense, it's like, you can tell when AI art is AI art. It's like, it's very obvious. It's not like it. I feel like people that try to disguise it and hide it and try to be mischievous with their intent, saying like, oh, I drew this. It took me like 6 hours. I did it though. But, I feel like AI with the right responsible hands, like with art, I will, generate some assets and then I'll do some Photoshopping and stuff, kind of like the Converge album, where it's a picture of a woman that's widely available. It's just like free to use. And then you just kind of like manipulate and create your own interpretation, because, the creative copyright laws, as long as it's like parody law, as long as you make it yours, and to the point where, I don't know, with music and stuff like that, with the originality, you got to find a way to make it uniquely yours. It's like, oh, well, I took this AI image and then I turned it blue. It's like, well, you didn't really do very much, did you? Like, you want to put your own spin on it, but I don't think AI is going to take over or replace, because as Hurricane said, as Nova said, you need that human element, and I think you kind of do, because it needs to edit and correct the mistakes that AI doesn't realize. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have 17 fingers on a hand,
Yeah. No, I get what you're
But that's
saying.
not.
Sure,
Yeah.
Break, aka Justin, what do you got, man?
Well, Ryan pretty much said exactly what I was gonna say. Like, it's something that's like always been around. and like especially like being in graphic design, like you know, back in the 90s and such, when Macintosh computers were brand new and stuff, you know, people were always freehanding all their logo designs, and they had more 3D appeals to them and such. And like even my mom being a graphic designer for the school district and everything, she went to college for, you know, painting and stuff. Graphic design didn't even exist. So like when computers came out, you know, just a simple click of a button could create like a perfect circle, and you could fill in like any part of your creation with just one click with the color, you know, whatever color you want. So it's always been around with graphic design, but it became more of a tool. So I think with graphic design, I think it's always been made. And then with all this new technology coming out, I think it's going to be beneficial. But like with artistry, you know, I always think of like the Nelson Atkins Museum. When you go in, they have all these exhibits of ancient art. Yeah. So you have like all these exhibits of ancient art, and then you just have like that one exhibit that comes and goes for like a month, you know, and I feel like that's where like the AI portion would be. And it just like pop up Nelson for like a month and then disappear and travel the country. But it's not going to be like a lifetime, you know, like thing that sticks for generations and generations in a museum, you know. It's going to be more so of like a phase or like a tool, almost like with the music, just be like dubstep, you know. That was all like AI stuff that creates those sounds, and people just learned how to put it all together and create a track. And so, and then that kind of like, you know, turned into a phase, and we don't really listen to dubstep anymore, you know. So
hey now, we all listen to dubstep. But I'm gonna shoot it to Aquamane. What do you got, man? Oh, he's gotta unmute.
Yeah. You know, AI, it's an incredible technology. ChatGPT, it's good stuff. You can use it for a lot of stuff, but like everyone is saying, it'll never replace the human element, that energy, that vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as art, it'll never be, you can't do the Sistine Chapel with AI. You know what I mean? You're not going to have Banksy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need that human touch. The fear with AI is that it could, you know, like the Skynet shit, dude, take over fucking, you know, military systems, banking systems, and yeah. But that's a story for another day.
I got you, man. Switch.
You got what I'm saying?
Something on this? No, I got you, man.
I mean, it's kind of like uncharted waters, like, because a lot of this new technology is still coming out. I mean, in part, I actually used AI a little bit to help with this album cover, actually. So I had taken like an original photo that I took of myself and then basically put it through an AI program and then added a bunch of the finishing touches myself. But yeah, it's a tool, kind of like everybody else has said. Yeah, I don't fully know how I feel about like the actual like song creating process about it yet. Like I heard the Drake and the Weeknd thing, and it was, I mean, it was pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of either artist, but it sounded pretty cool. And at first, it did kind of sound legit. Like it almost sounded like a real song, but you can tell like something was like a little bit off. But I feel like that'll only improve. So it's uncharted waters. There's not really a lot of like laws currently in place or anything like that kind of like, you know, deciding what people are allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. But it's exciting and a little scary at the same time.
No, I got you. I mean, that's how we could all look at it. We could just basically look at it as a tool to get better, essentially. Like that's what I noticed with some of my friends with graphic design. They'll use an image to get like an inspiration or an idea, and then morph it into something more of their style or their own sense. But Spadezilla, I'm gonna let you get the last thought on this question. Do you think AI is good, bad? What do you think about it for art?
I don't know, honestly. There's a couple ways I feel about it, because I know I used to work up here at Walmart distribution center, and now they got a one Walmart distribution center in here in America that is completely automated. So it wiped out a lot of jobs too. So the job aspect, I don't really trust it. But as far as like what I have to use it for, like what I personally have to use it for, I have to, in a way, trust it and use it, because it's hard to make album covers without it, honestly. because if you don't have it, it kind of doesn't make it pop the same, I guess you could say.
I got you. That's another thing too. I look at AI as a way for people to, you know, maybe they don't have the resources to get a graphic design artist, you know, and that's kind of how I look at, you know, when people make beats or use beats as well instead of playing live instruments. I used to really have something with it had to be live, but then I got over it as I got into making more music. And so I just think it's more or less a preference if someone uses it, and then two, like, I don't think it's evil, as most of you have said. Like, there have been things that could have replaced people, you know, drum machine could have replaced the drummer. Well, you still see live drummers. And so it's just like there's so many aspects that could negatively affect, you know, the art world, but I see it kind of as a benefit because I don't see it taking over. There's always going to have that human aspect, as a lot of you said. But we're at the end of the show, and so I am gonna let you guys say something. I'll give you guys 30 seconds each, and we'll just go top to bottom basically. So sorry, Switch, you're gonna have to go last on this. But what advice would you give to people? It can be about like mental health, it can be about, you know, bettering their life, music, anything that you think would be a nice piece of advice to give to somebody. And I'll start with you, Hurricane.
Shoot, I would just say love yourself, love others, love everything around, and that's exactly what you're gonna get back. That's it.
That's it. Short and sweet. Short
Oh,
and
yeah.
sweet and good to the
Yeah.
point.
It's supposed to be longer than that? My bad.
No, I was giving everybody 30 seconds, you know.
Okay, that. Okay, real quick though. I realized I did not tell nobody what my Twitter ad was. I realized just a few minutes ago that we're not just chilling on Discord, that we're on YouTube. So when you asked me a question, I was like, I thought I was just talking to y'all. But either way, my Twitter is Hurricane Ike. The A in Hurricane is a 4, and the E in Hurricane is a 3. IKE, all one word. Holla at me. Let's get it.
Yeah, I have it highlighted on the screen, and at the end of this video, I'll like go back and see what everybody was saying for their plug, and I'll put that in the description for everybody to click up. So Nova, what advice would you give?
Don't be afraid to express yourself, because at the end of the day, you are living your life for yourself. You have to live your authentic life and not for other people.
A very good advice. Aquamane, what do you got? You're
Be something you're not, you know? Just be yourself, is your true self. That'll be the right path for you. Treat others kindly. Just try to do good in this world. You know, lift people up, don't push them down.
That was beautifully put, my friend. RyanRexWrex, what do you got?
My key word of the day, if we're gonna play it like Pee-wee's Playhouse, would be consistency. The only one that can stop you in this journey of music, creative, or whatever is you. So the day that you say it's done is when it's done, you know? So don't give up, and always support your homies, because they'll support you in return if you're really good at it.
A good advice.
And that's all I got.
Good advice for people out there. Network your heart out. Ryan the Living, what do you got?
Let's see. I would say probably consistency is key, and don't think you're running out of time, because you're gonna be here for a while. I think I'm gonna be here for a while. Feels like anyway. It's never too late to start. And like, if you can take 10 minutes, take 10 minutes. Like, it don't need to be an hour. Pick at it a little bit at a time. You got to make time for 10 minutes before you can make time for 2 hours. That's my advice.
Okay. Justin, short break, what do you got?
Man, coming back from a double broken neck and a dislocated knee, best thing I can tell you guys is make the time to invest in yourself, you know. It's just great advice my buddy told me, and, you know, not getting a chance to be out and playing a lot of video games and just physical health declining and such. Like, start investing in the gym, start investing in, you know, whatever it is that makes you feel great and healthy. And just be yourself, man. Support your friends and they'll support you back. Just like Ryan said.
All right, man. All right. Definitely coming back from a recovery. Spadezilla, what do you got?
Best thing I can give as far as advice is don't listen to the haters. You're gonna listen to them, you're gonna give up. That's the best advice I can give. Best thing to do is just show them that you can do it. When I first started my first review, somebody told me give it up. That was my first review. I've had tons of reviews after that, and I haven't gave up. Not going to give up. So, and my music's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, man, sometimes that's all you need is people that support you. I'm glad you didn't give up after your first review. Switch, what do you got?
I just feel like complacency, just never get complacent. Don't think like you're already at a point where like, oh, I know what I'm doing. Like, I don't need to learn anything else. Like, keep learning, whether it's using the new tools like we were saying or anything like that. I think there was a Nas quote from back in the day where basically, if for rap at least, if you want to get better, and it's something that I like practice myself, is who is your favorite artist? Look at that person, what makes them great, what makes them unique, what makes them different, and then go and find out who their favorite artists were and see whether it's a different region, what made them great, what made them different, and kind of just follow that tree all the way back to the roots and just take a little bit from everything. Always try to learn, even from the new artists coming out. Like, just because you're older than a new artist that's popping doesn't mean you can't take something and learn from them as well.